Hello and welcome back to Sheltered Sages, the podcast where two formerly sheltered homeschoolers talk about the complexities of life one crazy Reddit story at a time. My name is Philip.
And I am Andrew, and we are back for one more Geek Dive.
A Geek Dive!
Yeah, Geek Dive! And
I don't have music for it
as
yet.
you all know, for our Geek Dives, we like to kind of go a little bit more into some of the passions that we enjoy exploring and the different interests of ours. And what we're going to do is a little bit different than what we've done for our normal Geek Dives, because normally what we do is we'll find something specific passion and try and hit areas we haven't touched before.
Yep.
But for this time, we're going back to the classics, and by back to the classics I mean back to the movies. And who better to go back to the movies with than two people who have a podcast where they talk about movies all the time. So we have two awesome exciting guests to introduce.
Yeah.
So
Let's start with the one who's in the room with us, actually.
Yes.
That we haven't referenced them at all.
Yes.
This is Nick. You want to do an introduction to yourself or anything like that?
Yeah, hello and welcome to I Can't Believe Scott Greenlit show. No, my name is Nick Warner. I am one of the co-hosts of I Can't Believe This Got Greenlit, and obviously joining me on the other line in Los Angeles
crazy.
is the wonderful Matthew Pelton.
The
Yes,
land of
thank
film.
you.
The
land of film. You
Yeah.
saved the best for last. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
You got to get Nick out of the way. Come to me, then we can really start the show. You know what I mean?
For all of you who don't know, there was a very complicated deal to get him on this show.
That is true.
A lot of our lawyers talking to his lawyers. It was months of process. So if you're wondering why it took so long to get Greenlit on here, it's his fault.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nick was down day one.
No, my lawyers are really nice.
Yeah.
I will happily admit I am the problem here. Yes. The more narcissistic one, the bigger ego. That is all true.
Exactly. But we knew we couldn't do it if he wasn't on the show because,
That's
it's just
correct.
how it works. So.
Who wants the Nick Warner show? I say it every week. No, we love Nick. I'm legally obligated to say we love Nick.
We need to get into the show. We have stories for you, but you're absolutely correct. So we should start the intro.
Now?
Okay, so you ready? Okay, we're back once again. I think I have the first story.
Yes,
now,
you do.
for those of you who don't know, which might be the people who are sitting at this table or people who are online right now, we read stories from various subreddits about crazy people who are doing crazy things, or sometimes sane people who are with crazy people doing crazy things. Since we're doing a episode on movies, we have stories for you guys on people that have problems with other people concerning movies.
Yes.
So
I
what
am
we need you to do,
so
because
excited.
we love movies.
Yes.
We
Sure,
love
of course.
them, but you guys have an entire show based off of
Unfortunately, yes.
this. We want to know from you, are they the pickle feed or not? Which is the person who is the, the problematic individual in the story?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So,
The
are you
answer is
ready?
yes. For all of them, the answer is yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to read you the title,
Okay.
and then we'll go through the story. So the title for my story is, Am I the pickle foot for telling a guest to leave my horror movie party?
Yes.
Yes?
Whatever it
You're
is,
locking
yes.
it in.
Yeah, I'm locking it in. I will not
Locked
change.
in. Okay. He has no other opinions.
Nope.
Locked in. That's it.
Bye, guys.
Nick?
Good show.
I'm gonna wait it out.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. I invited several people to a horror movie party a few weeks ago, and the party was last night. The invitation was worded, if you want to watch some of my favorite horror movies with me Saturday, June 15th, come over by 9:30 p.m. Food and snacks will be provided. Feel free to bring additional drinks if you would like, but there is no obligation. Please don't bring any food.
Can I just interject
Yes.
that I know I'm old because they said it started at 9:30. I was like, oh, that's so late.
No, I agree. That's a terrible time.
Like, if we're watching multiple movies,
It's probably
you don't
an
start at
all-nighter.
9:30 unless you're like
that's
super
like a
young.
5-6 p.m. type of
Right?
situation.
Yes,
Right?
especially, okay, I already hate this guy. Even if he's, I know you said be nice, I'm going to try to be nice. But one, who invites someone to a movie marathon and goes, guess what? I'm picking all the movies, and they're all my favorite movies. You have no choice.
Yes.
Already-
That's where it goes to.
I don't want to go already, if I'm being honest. I have no interest. And then on top of that, it starts at 9:30?
Yeah.
No way am I going to that.
Oh gosh.
Okay. You're hitting the nail on the head there.
See,
I'm going
I
to
told
continue
you,
on.
yes.
Yeah.
Picklefoot.
That's exactly how the invitation was worded, except for the emphasis on my. That was just to make sure you see it said that.
He emphasized it?
He emphasized it.
Oh, I'm out. He's done.
5 people
gosh.
accepted my invitation. On the night in question, everyone arrived. I made them drinks and we started watching the original The Thing. After The Thing, I put on Nope. One of my guests said, I don't like this movie. Can we watch something else? I said no. I had already picked out which movies to play. He said he really didn't like the movie and would rather skip it. I said that's not really how invitations work. When you throw your own party, you get to pick the films. This is my party. If he had a preference, he should have reached out in advance to ask what movies we were watching. He said we were watching horror movies, so he's expecting something like Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th. The Thing and Nope are more sci-fi than horror. I said they are sci-fi and horror, but mainly horror. He said he would just leave if we watched Nope. I said okay. He left, and the other guest left with him.
Whoa.
Yep. This
Caused a
morning-
revolution.
Yes. This morning, I got a text from my second guest who left saying I was really rude, and being a good host means accommodating your guest. I don't understand what the benefit to me in that is. You come over to my house to eat my food and drink, and then you don't get to pick the movie. If you invite me over to your house to eat your food and drink your drinks, I assume you pick the entertainment. My friend said I'm being intentionally obtuse. I don't think I am. I think they're both entitled. Who's right?
Okay.
Not him.
All right. All right, go ahead, Nick.
I have some thoughts, and
Yeah.
mainly because there is, to me, there is a clear picklefoot here.
Okay.
However, I'm going to play devil's advocate for one moment.
Go ahead.
So you said the person that left was saying that Nope is not a horror movie? Was that the argument?
They were saying that they didn't want to watch Nope, but the argument was it's more sci-fi and less horror.
Okay.
Yes.
You're going to someone's house to watch a horror movie. Mm-hmm. First of all, Nope is a horror movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is. And second, like, I don't know. I feel like you go and you just, at least for me, I would just kind of roll with the punches a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you go, like, there's probably a lot of people there, or they said 5. Mm-hmm. So,
Yep.
there's 5 people there. Maybe
2 left.
6. Right.
All of them left.
No, only two. Are
you sure?
So
'Cause
it
it
was
said all the other
he
guests
left
left
and
with-
one other guest left with him.
Oh, I thought it was
he
all
took-
of them too.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, it was only 2, but that's still a lot of the
That's
group.
still
Yeah.
still a third of the guests.
It's almost half. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost half of them.
I don't know. I feel like I would roll with the punches a little bit
Okay.
to a certain extent. However, from the host side, you cannot just dictate the whole night based on what movies you want to watch and what you want to do. That is my personal opinion. I feel like you kind of have to gauge read the room a little bit.
Okay.
In terms of if there's 5 people, there's a certain level of like we all kind of have to agree, but you get to a certain point where if there is a lot of people, then you kind of just have to come to a group decision. But yeah.
Well, one of the things that I think is interesting is he had a lineup, right? And it was like, okay, so there should be other movies that we could choose from. Why did we have to no, we're going to watch these movies in this specific order,
that order.
Yeah.
or you can leave. Wild. That's so I'm curious of your thoughts.
Well, okay, there's a couple interesting moving parts here. Okay.
Okay,
If
yep,
we're really
yep.
breaking this down,
Let's go.
I'm gonna go Greenlit style. We're breaking this down like it's a story.
Yeah.
The main guy, I'm shocked he even got 5 people to agree to this thing.
Yes.
Can we point out in his own writing on Reddit, one of the most casual places on the internet,
Yeah.
he used the phrases intentionally obtuse.
Yes, he did.
And what was the other
Yes, he
one?
did.
What did he call his friends at the way in there?
Entitled.
Entitled. Most
Yes.
annoying guy on the entire website. Like, how do you get 5 people to even agree? So you have that problem. And then, okay, listen. If you want to pick the movies, fair enough, okay? Because I've done stuff like that. Like when Dial of Destiny was coming out, I had a couple people come over. We watched all 4 in prep. It was a whole preparation thing.
Yep.
However, I told them that we were watching those 4.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I showed up to a horror movie night, but no one told me what was on the itinerary, I was like, not only are you watching a movie you don't like, I'm forcing you to watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, you go home. No. If he had sent out the invitation with like, hey, we're doing this, and this, fair enough.
Right.
But he kept it hidden.
Yes.
And then
You didn't
again,
tell them until they got there. Yeah.
he used the phrase intentionally obtuse, and the second you use that, you're out. You're done.
No, you're absolutely out.
You're
I feel like
absolutely
he's an
out.
absolute deviled egg. I don't care. The worst of the worst. We're calling it.
Yeah, like at least with Indiana Jones, like you have a set, like you go in and you know what you're about to watch.
Exactly.
To a certain extent.
Of course.
Right? But you can't, horror is such a general thing, and everyone
So true.
clearly has a very different idea of what horror is.
Yes.
So if you go in with the expectations of it's going to be the classic horror movies, and then you have this newer horror sci-fi thing, and you're a little bit upset by that, sure, but everyone has, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, especially when the genre is so broad.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I feel like that's a topic we just need to like pause the story for a second and like we've
Okay.
got film people on here. Let's talk about horror movies for a second. I love this. I love geek times. Okay,
go
but
ahead.
like so
Yes.
genuinely, it's the same idea. It's like horror is such a broad, and I think we talked about this in our last film geek dive, hilariously enough. But like horror is that broad category where so
Sure.
many different people have different tastes and things like. Like if I went to a movie like that and you put on The Exorcist, I'm out. I don't do possession films. I can't do it. Like everything, I'm so against it. I don't like it. It makes me sick.
Yep.
I don't want to watch it.
Yep.
And so it's like that would be for me. Like, hey, can we watch something else? Like that would be it for me.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's so interesting that like those different genres. So do you all think, especially like you talked about sci-fi and horror, it is a horror movie with like that sci-fi flavor. Do you think that like that justifies a like specific split of the horror movies that you can and can't watch, or like you need to be more specific of the kind of horror movies you're watching?
For a horror themed night.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think so. Well, okay, I'm only biased here because I love Nope. Like specifically the film in the story I am a big fan of. So if
Yes.
I showed up at a horror event and we were watching horror movies and Nope was playing, I'd be like, you know what? I'm in.
Let's
do
go.
it.
Yeah.
Generally, I guess that's not the first thing you think of, but for me, I would say it does have those horror elements enough where I would be like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, see, I'm gonna disagree with you, Nicholas. I'm on the other side.
Okay.
Because you're right. If someone said a horror movie marathon and they put on The Thing and then Nope, I think I would be a little disappointed. Because you
I'm
do
with
expect like your big
Interesting.
horror classics.
Yes.
If someone
That's
said it's
true.
a horror sci-fi night and then they put on The Thing, go for it.
Yeah,
fair.
that's
That's
valid.
fair.
That's
yeah,
valid.
but if I'm not getting a slasher or something, yeah, I'm walking away
Right.
disappointed.
If we're not playing Scream, like
What are we doing?
I would be curious
Yes.
to see what the third film at 1 o'clock in the morning would be. Then,
You need to
Could
ask
be a
him,
different
what was your
story.
third film?
because it could have been a slasher. Maybe they
Yeah.
started out
OG
sci-fi,
Halloween.
a little easier, a little less intense, and then they kind of get into the early
seen
hours
the
of the morning.
So what it feels like is it starts out sci-fi horror, right? Because he seems very specific in what he's looking to do. Specifically, he's using the words obtuse and title.
Don't even get me
he's
started
a very
again.
big- so it's like super space alien style things. Alien spaceship, which is Nope. Maybe he goes into
Ooh, Alien.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then from Alien, it gets into more Earth-centric things until you get into
Predator.
true horror. So Predator.
Scream.
And we have a Scream always,
afterwards.
yeah.
I see what he's doing. Where I agree with everyone else for this one is he did not tell everyone what kind of horror movies they were going to be playing. If it was, if it was a Marvel, and we're just watching every Marvel movie up until the new movie that's out, you kind of know it's going to be in chronological order.
Yeah.
If someone's like, I don't want to watch Doctor Strange because there's magic in it, you're like, okay, leave the room for an hour and a half and then come back when it's over. Like, get over it. But if they're like, I'm watching a horror movie marathon. Yeah, I don't see that's a horror movie. Now, for Nope, since you talked about it and since we're talking about it right now, if you've ever seen... Nope is a R-rated film. Okay. The beginning of Nope unsettled me to the point that I did pause the movie. I walked out of the room because I watched it at home. I walked out of the room, had to sit for a little bit and breathe, and then come back.
Oh, God.
So the fact that they were watching, I don't think it's necessarily that they didn't want to watch a sci-fi horror film. I think they were just unsettled by the beginning of this movie.
You just thought they were freaked out.
Yeah.
Couldn't
They
handle
were
it.
like, what is
So they
this?
said nope.
They said nope to nope. I think that was literally it. They were just like, can we watch anything else other than this? It's like, no, just wait until after this scene. It gets different. I won't say better. It gets different. It's still dark, but like, if you've never seen Nope before, after that scene, you really don't see that again. It's okay.
Do you think it was like one of those moments where he was trying to be cool in front of his friends? So like instead of being like, "Hey, I'm like scared out of my mind," he's like, "Oh, sci-fi's so boring, dude."
Yes,
I gotta
exactly.
go.
It's so
You
boring.
gotta come with me and walk me home.
Yeah.
That's why his
Ignore
one
the
friend
urine
came.
smell in my pants. It's. I'm just terrified, right? I mean, no. It's. I don't like this movie.
I just don't really like the
Not a
movie.
big fan.
Like if you could walk me to my car and just make sure I get home safe, I'd really appreciate it. But
Make sure every light is on in the house, please.
But I feel like I should read you guys some of the comments because. But before we do, just really quickly, Pelton, Picklefoot or not?
yeah, absolutely.
Picklefoot? Andrew?
Picklefoot. Yep.
Picklefoot.
Okay, I'm gonna say they're the Picklefoot.
Yeah.
Society kind of agrees.
Did they say everyone sucks here?
No, he's the Picklefoot.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
Why do you
the
say
top
kind
comment.
of agrees though? That seemed
I mean,
interesting.
it's more okay. I'll read the comment. They quoted I don't understand what the benefit to me is in that. Basically, being a nice host to the guests, and they said,
Perfect.
Well, your guests not leaving is a benefit. Next time, if you don't want your guest input on the movies, perhaps simply list the movies you have picked out on the invitation so your guests
Thank
have
you.
that information ahead of time. Exactly.
I think that's just the best, like,
Yeah.
courtesy. Yeah. Like, you should know what movies you're watching, unless literally the point is like, hey, we're gonna do a roulette random horror movie and we're just gonna sit and watch it. Like, if you come in for that perspective, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
it's like
you
the
should-
AMC Unseen or whatever.
So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, that's
actually how
fun.
my wife saw Get Out for the first time because of that.
Oh, no.
Actually,
there you go.
Yes. So we went. We're like, we're gonna go see a horror movie. We have no idea what it is. So
Yeah.
we were 50% like, if it's a possession movie,
Yeah.
we're walking
We're
out.
walking out.
It sort of is.
Like in that scenario, you
Hypnosis.
kind of know what you're getting yourself into because
Yes.
you're paying for a ticket for an experience where you could like it, you could not, but that's just it. You don't have any say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in this scenario, you're with friends, or like theoretically, you're with friends, you're with
Yeah.
peers, like
Theoretically.
You
You're
could
drinking.
you should have some sort of say in this. Like you'd think you go to a house, you're like, hey, 4 out of 5 of us don't want to watch Nope. Like, we should change it to Cat in the Hat. Like, you know what I mean?
That is terrifying. That's,
It's a horror movie.
That's fair.
I think
True
I
horror.
would like be like, hey, can we not? I need you to walk me home and give me a
Yeah,
kiss
yeah,
on the head.
Now, okay, check this out. This is brilliant, right? This is gonna blow that
Yeah,
Redditor's little mind.
Let's go.
I think like a year ago, I did a little horror movie night. But here's what I did.
Okay.
Because I care about my guests.
Oh, okay. All right.
As
do it.
everybody that said yes, I was like, give me like 3 or 4 movies you'd want to see. They sent me a big list, and then I made a wheel. And I told them a wheel was gonna happen. And then day of, they all come in, and we all gathered around the computer, and I spun the wheel. And I swear to you, we watched The Exorcist.
Oh,
And you would have hated it.
I would have hated it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But you know what
Sat
also
Sat in the
didn't
other room
happen?
on my phone.
You know what didn't happen that night?
What?
Nobody walked out, and I didn't go to Reddit to see if I did something wrong.
Hold on.
So true,
I'm
though.
looking at this post. It says the last name Pelton.
No.
was
Don't
on-
cut that.
I'm sorry. It's probably not you. It's
You weren't supposed
It's
to.
out.
It's
Fine.
fine.
Hysterical if one of us had like a secret Reddit account. These were all stories, and like we're discovering it live.
I'm waiting for that actually to happen. When a story pop up, or like, did one of you?
It's like everything me
Yeah.
and Nick have said of like we scripted
Yeah,
beforehand. Like
Picklefoot for firing my co-host for X number of reasons.
I am the Picklefoot for saying you can't fire me because it's my show. What is going on?
whoa.
firing my co-host
get
on
on
I
one
Can't
And
Believe
no,
This
he's
Got
not the
Greenlit on Spotify and Apple
Picklefoot.
Podcasts.
Okay.
You're not the Picklefoot. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, that is the
That was-
first story. Well done, guys.
amazing.
That was
That-
fantastic.
I feel like that was an easy one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. quite
Even in the
easy, right?
wording. Yeah.
pretty
you go.
self-explanatory in that
All right.
one, I feel. This one might get a little bit more nuanced, and I think it's perfect for film suit. But let me put my pink laptop up on the
There we
table.
go.
Oh, I like it.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Loud
I'm
and
definitely
proud.
not borrowing my wife's because mine decided it wasn't going to use my internet anymore.
It's his laptop. Don't let him lie to you.
I know.
It does have D&D cats on the back of it.
Yeah.
though,
That's
so
how I
that
know it's
is-
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, my story. Am I the picklefoot for wanting to let my parents pay for me to study film?
Uh-oh.
No. No.
I don't think so.
No spoilers.
I mean, I would love for someone to pay for me to go to
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
right?
No, wait, can
Oh my
you
gosh.
give me the exact phrasing again?
Am I the picklefoot for wanting to let my parents pay for me to study film?
Oh, wanting, no.
Yeah, see? Thank you.
Expecting different answer, but wanting, who cares?
All right, well, let's hear the story. So I, 19 female, am an oops baby with 4 brothers ranging in ages from 27 to 38. And they're all mad at me right now. Yes.
Oops, baby.
An oops baby. So that is an accidental, like, hey, parents thought they were done, and surprise.
Oh, okay.
It's an oops baby. Yeah, so she's 10 years younger than all of her brothers.
Okay.
I'm almost at the
Yeah.
point where I'm like, Andrew, could you explain how that happens?
So when a mother
Let's break it down.
oh gosh.
There are some birds and there are some bees.
For a breakdown of that, you're gonna have to go to this show called I Can't Believe This Got Greenlit. They'll go into that in more detail.
Please do explain to our
Specifically, what was that, Monster
Excruciating.
explain to us how that
Listen
works.
to our Monster House episode and you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Anyways,
Go ahead, Andrew.
so, see, my family is. There was an ellipses. ... Well, we're rich, but we weren't always. I know, right? Neither of my parents came from money or anything. So for most of my life, we were lower middle class, or my parents saved so much and spent so little, we may as well have been. And now we're, well, not. But for my brothers, they only lived with my parents when things were bad. But my parents haven't been ignoring them. They've paid for / paid off all 4 of my brothers' houses and have been generously gifting them other things to make it so that they're not spoiling just me.
Whoa. That's a
Yeah,
game changer right there.
Wow.
Right?
Honestly.
I'm like, please? So, I'll be turning 18 and going to college soon, and my parents told me that they'd be paying for all of it, and that they wanted me to study whatever I wanted, so long as I managed to get straight A's in all my classes. And I did. And I really, really want to study film because I love movies and I'd love to become a director, so that's what I told my parents, and they're helping me look at schools with good film programs, and all 4 of my brothers are mad at me now for different reasons.
Whoa, the brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
What
4
do
of
they
the
have to
brothers.
do with this?
Well, let's find out. Good segue. I love
See?
it.
Can you tell I co-host a show?
The younger pair, 27 and 28, are mad that my parents are paying for my college at all, arguing that I shouldn't get the benefit that they didn't. My parents are arguing that while they're rich, they're not buy 2 houses in full and pay 2 college tuitions in a single year rich.
Same here.
And that they promise to pay off my brother's loans next year. My brothers are arguing that unless my parents plan on refunding them the full cost of the college as well, then I shouldn't be getting any help, since they've made a decent dent in their student loans. They want me to refuse the aid / take the money and give it to them. So that's just the younger brothers.
Okay.
And by younger, I mean like the younger pair.
Yes.
The older pair, 35 and 38, are not mad about tuition, but they are mad at me for wanting to study film. They've been telling me that they've had things that they wanted to study, but you don't study what you want, you study what's practical. And they got
Yes.
safe, high-paying careers instead of what they wanted.
Absolutely.
And that I am being a brat and ripping my parents off, and that everyone knows art degrees are worthless.
Preach.
Well, not everyone.
And I don't know, I used to get along well with my brothers, but now they're all really mad at me, and every teacher I've ever had has said that art degrees are useless, and I try really hard not to be a spoiled brat. Am I the picklefoot here?
I'd like to start here.
Yes,
go
please.
Take the lead
my
on that
guest.
one.
Okay. I am upset with the brothers.
All of the brothers or just some of the brothers?
All of them.
Okay.
4 different reasons. First of all, I'm
Yep.
going to start with the OP here. go to film school. Your parents are offering it for you. You can mend your relationship with your family in 4 years. Go get that degree and live life. I wish I could have had my parents pay outright for
Right.
just like no questions asked, not a dime out of my own pocket, like whatever.
Amen. Okay.
On the younger siblings side, the older younger siblings, so they're upset because the younger sister is getting the college paid for, and yet they have fully paid off houses.
Yes.
But they, and also their loans are being paid off by the parents.
So it sounds like the brothers are actively paying their student loans, but their parents promise to pay off the loans next year.
Okay, perfect. Need I say more? Like that, it feels so entitled, and like you can't have it, but I can't. Like it.
Yeah.
It feels so wildly wrong. And I don't know if it's just like you're the younger sibling, or like if there's any of that dynamic there. But then on the other side of it, with the older, like, I don't know if it's just because like 3 of us had film degrees. But but like, I don't know, film school is worth it. Like, at least for me, like, went in, obviously met Palatine over here. And
Hello.
like, there are so many opportunities that I don't think I would have had if I chose a safer route and did film like on the side. Like, I feel like a lot of film school, yeah, you learn like the technical things, and you learn, how the camera works, and all this stuff, how a set runs. But it's the people you meet and the connections you make and the opportunities that you get from being in film school that really bring you into this new chapter of your life in the actual industry. And I don't think I would be where I am now in basically a job that I've dreamed for my whole entire life if I didn't go to film school. Now, that is not the case for everyone, but everyone gets something a little bit different out of like art school in general. And I think, just as someone who's in the arts, you support the arts. Like,
Fair. I mean,
Completely agree.
the film school thing's interesting because I agree with Nick that on one hand, I think the beauty of film school is all the experiences you get from being in film school for 4 years and just being surrounded by people that are all in it for the same exact reason. Like the classes themselves, take it or leave it. But like the people you meet and the things you do, that's like the end all be all of it. Now, having said that, I went to film school and I did meet Nick, and now we have podcasts and production companies together. So would I have been happier if I didn't go? Probably, right?
Yeah, right.
If I did something more practical.
You're living this miserable life.
I wouldn't be stuck watching these terrible childhood movies and just on
Making
Zoom
really
in
exciting
LA
short
right
films.
That's true.
Doing everything you said you always wanted to do.
now. Oh, it's just so miserable.
Super exciting in LA. Like, yeah, none of that.
Oh, I'd
Dreams are
rather
not
still
supposed
be
to
in
be
Connecticut.
attained.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so boring. So there's the film school thing, and then I think I do agree with Nick where the brothers are so in the wrong here.
Right.
Because the parents, like, it was a different financial situation at the time, if I'm understanding the story correctly. Like, the
Yes.
brothers went to school, parents weren't super well off, so they had to, like, support themselves. It was much more complicated. But now, you got this, child going off to college, but the parents are, like, well off now. So why not? Like, I feel like as a brother, you'd be like, good for you. Like, we didn't get to do that, and it sucked. I wouldn't want you to go through that.
Right.
But no.
Yeah.
It feels very entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I can speak a little bit in terms of just, like, understanding the jealousy that comes from, like, having parents that are a little bit better off when you get, like, younger siblings that want to do things. And I've felt that a little bit just because, like, my family situation is really weird because there's a lot of medical stuff that I've talked about on the show and stuff with my 2 brothers. But, like, for us, it wasn't necessarily, like, opportunities that got passed up or not opportunity, but, like, things that were paid for. But it was, like, they were allowed to do so much more stuff when they were like, I had to wait until I was like 18 on the day to be able to play a M-rated video game, and my brother played Skyrim at 14. And I was like, how dare you? Like, so I do get it to some extent, and that feeling like, how dare you get the other things, but it's also like, to be so blind to what your parents have already given, and to and that's the thing that's frustrating, is it treats the parents like a piggy bank, and it treats them like they are just this disposable income versus actually talking with them. And what I love about OP's commentary is it's all about a bonding experience with the parents. It's like they're looking together at film schools. They are talking about what she wants to do. It's like it's a group collaborative thing that she's doing with her parents versus the brothers who are all like me. Give me what I want kind of thing, which is crazy to me. It's wild. It's a wild story.
And also the brothers are getting their school paid off, next year, they said?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so shut up. Go away.
Just pay your minimum payments.
Yeah,
Go
you'll
away.
be fine.
Yeah.
No, okay. I will say.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
But
no, go ahead.
Where I thought the story was going, and I think this could be an interesting point, is the kid was an accident, right? Mm-hmm. I thought the parents would be upset because we didn't even plan for this, and now we have to drop all this money on it.
No, they just got to drop more money on before that they
I didn't even
planned.
think about that.
I swore it's they want a film degree. We didn't even want you in the first place. Ugh.
Yeah.
But it's the brothers.
No, this is what I'm saying. If you can mend that relationship in 4 years.
Yeah, you'll be
Take
fine.
all you have.
Do you know what else the parents can pay for in 4 years? Family therapy.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Good point. You know what? She can make a movie about it. There you go.
There you go.
Perfect setup.
She'll be fine.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I agree. I agree with all of it. The secondary side of everything that's along with it is specifically when people go over and say, okay, you shouldn't go into film, because I had that a lot where people were like, the arts degrees, they're terrible. I was making a joke. If you didn't know, it was being a little facetious, a little obtuse.
Intentionally obtuse.
Intentionally obtuse about all of the things there. No, film degrees are great. They're fantastic. They help the world. A little short thing about it, we wouldn't have a lot of the technology that we do today if not filmmakers who went in and imagined it on a smaller scale and actually sometimes even built it. So I originally wanted to be an inventor, just a broad idea of just working in mechanical things and electronics to make new things for people. And I realized I could do that better technically in visual effects than I could do in real life. So it's like, hey, we can do great stuff, but also it's just all the technology that goes into these films and stuff. Like when we were talking before about these one takes that are happening across all of these different the equipment that has to be built to be able to handle these giant cameras. Sometimes IMAX cameras are big. So imagining an IMAX camera going from a shoulder rig to a truck to a drone, back to a crane, back to a shoulder rig in one shot. And a lot of these too, because you're talking about film, these are these giant film reels that are actually cranking through it to actually make it happen. Unless, if you're Christopher Nolan, that's what you're doing. But this takes a lot of work and effort and thought and all these things to it. So if you're thinking, okay, making a movie is easy, it's simple, I actually recommend you try it. I honestly, I'm calling people out.
Snaps.
Go ahead, go do it. See how long it takes you to actually finish a feature film. Please.
And not to mention on the IMAX subject, that IMAX cameras are so loud.
Yes.
The fact that you have to work around the audio by itself of those cameras, not to mention just the, like you said, the giant, the rigging of it all, of moving the cameras from space to space. It blows me away. So if you could learn a little bit about that for free, go do it.
Do it. Well, so as someone who is now actively pursuing their education again, I say again, off and on, it was weird, but actively back in it, it's one of those things where it's it's so important. Just getting a degree in general is it's very helpful. And obviously there's a lot of communication about education. Do we need degrees? The college industry, that's another podcast episode. But all that being said is there is such a benefit to being able to go and to really deep dive into a topic that you're interested in. And for me, I'm actively I'm not in film as evidence. They all talk about film stuff and I'm just yeah. I know, I do the thing on the other side of the camera. I don't know what's happening back there, but
front of the camera, not behind it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. But that being said, it's like I see the value of just wanting to pursue something you're passionate about. And like, even for me, it was like, okay, I want to go into education, and now I'm getting to go and like get my English degree, which is like the degree that everyone says is the garbage degree to get. It's like, oh, you need to go get like a science degree or another degree that's like, but no, it's getting to deep dive into like literature and all of these other things that I'm passionate about, and getting to learn how to teach them to different groups of kids and stuff like that is awesome. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you have something, Phil?
I just came up with an idea.
Okay.
OP, you are the picklefoot.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Don't say. Hold on. Don't say yes to the. Don't go to college for film. What you need to do. Hold on. Take the money that your parents are willing to give you
and run.
Fund your own film, because that's a lot of money.
It is.
If they have it, I would have loved to have that kind of money for a film. So honestly,
oh my gosh,
do a whole The Room style thing. Just go at it. You got the money.
Wait.
Make your movie.
Hold on. Go ahead first, and then I'll say my thing.
I think Pels and I are going down some road.
Honestly, for being honest, that is like the worst idea I think has ever been spoken on this show. I think the fact you called it "Do the Room." That's
where I was going.
Your whole argument ends there.
I wasn't even going there as much as like.
Yeah.
If you are starting out before college, knowing nothing about filmmaking,
right?
And now you have $200,000 to go and make a movie.
No, it's a nightmare. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
If we made the first film we ever made together on a $100,000 to $200,000 budget, it would look great. It would be awful.
Be awful.
It would be horrible.
You listen.
I'll have the budget.
And you know what? Then you learn, and then you present that to your family. Maybe they invest in your next one, and then you learn.
They would not, though. Because
no one would. No one would.
No one ever. They would say, go into another major. Go to finance. Go do something else.
Your brothers were correct.
Money.
We should have listened. This was a mistake.
Oh gosh.
Just an idea.
Let me dig into some of the comments, because a lot of the comments that it's very much building upon, but OP actually was very involved in the comments on this, which I always love. So one person said, not the picklefoot, their houses were paid off. So the entitlement on them, unreal.
Done.
And OP is so nice, because she's like, well, my parents have said that unless something happens, they'll buy me a house too after I graduate and find a steady career. So it's not entirely unreasonable of her brothers, to be mad at her.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, like, who is his family?
And how do
are
I
you
get
looking
adopted?
for friends?
Do they want to invest in film?
Exactly.
Seems like they're interested.
There's a lot of movies going around in Florida. If they want to invest in the industry out there, OP, once you get out of college, if you want to, like, join... There's a whole Quaywood Productions out here.
True.
Like, seriously, maybe make a deal. Kind of like Steven Spielberg way back, where you make one film for them, and you get to make a film for yourself.
One for me.
You give us all the funding, and then, that's how it works.
Yeah.
I'll make a movie about your brothers or whatever. I don't care.
Exactly.
And then we'll do like a greenlit feature film or something. It'll be great.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. So,
That's wild.
just let them know if OP you're listening.
Quaywood Productions.
Quaywood Productions.
Yep, there you go.
Check us out.
One more interesting comment, because this one kind of talks about, please fill me in on how they went from lower middle class to being rich enough to buy homes for their kids and pay college out of pocket. Just asking for a friend.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Oil. It was oil. Just struck oil in the middle of their yard. Done. That's it.
Just digging a hole. They were like, well,
So I
final
would
answer.
get on that. So interestingly, I actually just like this literally just happened with one of my cousins. Where
found oil?
not
They struck oil?
They didn't find oil. They didn't
It's like, Andrew,
But no,
why are we
so
still in this room right now?
What are we
should have a
doing?
studio.
Fly me out.
cousins. No, one of my cousins, when my aunt passed away, she had a piece of property that she owned, and ended up in part of the contract for selling it kept the mineral rights for the property, and then someone and gave them over to her daughter, and when someone came and bought the mineral rights, almost $200K. Whoa. It was literally just like, and it's like leasing the mineral rights for like a period of time. It's wild, and so it's kind of, so it does happen sometimes.
Nick, do we own any property?
We gotta start digging.
Yeah, we do. Get a shovel, man.
Get in there, let's go. Let's try it.
Both coasts. Florida, LA. We just gotta start digging everywhere.
We make podcasts and short films. We need the cash.
You need the cash. You need the cash. Please keep digging.
Oh gosh, but the person, that same commenter did say, not the Picklefoot, do whatever you're able to do. Just take into consideration that your older brothers do have some kind of a point here. Don't know if I agree with that.
No.
But you know your finances better than me. If your parents are willing to help you in school and possibly after, while you get your bearings in touch, in a competitive field, then go for it. And then OP did say, well, my parents don't talk business a lot, but from what they tell me, it was a mixture of saving up and not spending much, working their butts off, investing, and some sad but helpful inheritance, and a lot of luck. So I bet the investing thing with like inheritance probably was what
That's
paid
what
that
did
off.
it in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, so that was our second story. I felt like that one would be a really interesting one to hit with like 3 film school people in the room. So I love that one. I was like, they can get into this one a lot.
And I will say, film school is amazing. You should go to film school. You should do it. Don't just take the money and run and make a film. If you were thinking about doing that, it's not a good idea.
A bad influence.
I'm a bad influence.
If you're thinking about doing that, contact Quaywood Productions.
They will let you know what you need to do along with it. It's not financial advice at all. But yeah, it just along with what that story was and things, back to what I was talking about, it's important to go. Film school is great in the fact that it is one of the industries that people don't care about as much, but has a lot of different moving pieces and parts to it.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever gone on a film set not knowing anything, there's so many words that are thrown around that you wouldn't know if you hadn't gone to film school or you hadn't been around there. Yeah, striking, saving, all the stuff like that. Plus, just understanding the language of film, which is something that we talk about quite often, just going in as people who like know media or enjoy media. It's like there's a certain way you have to do things to show stuff that oftentimes people who aren't in the arts at all have no clue about, but specifically people who have not gone to film school would not know. So like, it's important. It's important to know what you're talking about when you're working on something. It's kind of like you wouldn't let an electrician come into your house and like rewire everything. And they're like, I didn't go to, electrician school. I just kind of learned it when I was doing something around here or something. Like,
I replaced the brakes on my car. I can change an engine.
It's kind of like, sure, you might be able to, but it's probably going to be a lot easier if you just learn how it's supposed to work first, get your degree in it, and then go into the school thing. Plus, like, one of the biggest things about film school is finding people that are out there. If you talk about any of the greats, most of them found each other at film school.
Yeah,
so if
that's
nothing
true.
else, find your best friends who are going to work with you even when you make a terrible film like The Room. And stick with you through the entire thing. So, film school is great.
The thing with it is interesting because you're right. A lot of the greats are like, no, I found my people in film school, and like they still work with them to this day.
Yes.
Like if one person breaks through, they're bringing everybody with them. I just got stuck with Nick. But like I'm the outlier in this situation. I'm not the norm.
Hey, you know what? And that's on you.
Okay, so what would be worse if like you're like, yeah, Nick was there, and one of my friends in school, it was like J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's a weirdo. I'm not hanging with him. And you're like, darn it.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we went to school with some pretty talented people, but I'm convinced we're making it out.
You're
we're
making
doing
it.
it.
You're making
will.
it. I believe in you guys.
I keep
I'm just
waiting
for it to happen.
for like all those Emerson people to be like, oh, I went to school with them. I kind of screwed that one up, didn't I? Like, I had my chance.
Here's the thing, though, and I mean this genuinely. This is something that like I love. I can't remember their name, but it's like the Australian duo that do like their podcast, and it's like the it's the one lady and the one guy, and I don't remember their names, but they're awesome and they're so funny. Do none of y'all know who I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my gosh! Hold on.
Okay.
Can't be that big a show.
One of their big thing is like do the thing, and so it's like being creative and having interest in things like that is just actually like, taking that step, trying to do the thing, and like figuring stuff out along the way. And so like you guys have done it, we've done it. It's a really cool, like, you know, go pursue your dreams, go do it. If you have the means to do it, go do it. And like some stuff will fall into places along the way, or sometimes you might find you like something different about the dream that you didn't originally like. And so anyways, all that to be said, that was the point I wanted to get to before we took our break.
Yes.
But yeah, so that was
like that.
second story.
Second story. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
So
That was a good second story.
I say they are not the Picklefoot.
Yeah. I'm not the Bigfoot. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, no, brother's the picklefoot here for sure.
Absolute
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Like the entitlement. It's that like you're gonna pay me all this
Yeah,
money.
I will say one final thought on this story.
Yes.
Because I don't want to be too intentionally obtuse here, but
No, you absolutely, absolutely.
the one thing I kind of give the brother, or brothers plural, because all of them kind of suck in this story, but there is like this weird kind of stigma around film school and the film world. But I think a lot of it does come from not knowing how it actually works.
Yes.
And it's just like a stereotype of, oh, that's a small business and chances of succeeding are so low that it's such a waste of years and money. Why would you go to school for that? But now all four of us can sit here and be like, actually, you'd be surprised how big that industry is. Mm-hmm. Like, getting a job in the film industry, there's tons of them. Mm-hmm. Getting your dream job, sure, it's a little trickier, but that's every industry. Yeah, like, that could apply to any major you choose. So, yeah, go for it. Go make something. It's fun.
Also, like the two guys who directed Everything Everywhere All at Once went to Emerson. So,
Yeah, they did.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that
really
movie.
cool.
That's so cool.
Can we start spreading the rumor that they were our mentors, Nick? Like, they support
they were the original
Quaywood.
Pelton Warner.
Yeah, exactly.
You like hung out with them every
And here's
single
the
day.
thing,
and they
it
said
just-
they
We
made
actually
their
like
movie.
we got uncredited screenwriting. Like we
Oh,
kind of
really?
redid the script for them. Yeah. Like,
Okay.
Oh, okay. All
Again,
right.
it
all
was
right.
like an
Say anything
ego
about
thing.
that.
They didn't want it,
yeah,
but
well, that happens.
That's how it
I
happens in
am
Hollywood.
genuinely
No, well, good news is if they see this and they like publicly dismiss it, that still is building you guys' reputation. So it's a win-win.
if the directors
Any press is
shout
good
us
press.
out, we'll take it.
Okay. So separate story according to that, and then we'll go to the next one, which should connect into it. Talking about bad press is press still. You guys all know about the story where a person made a film in a theme park. Have you heard about this?
Yes. Me and Nick were
Filmed
talking
the-
about this the other day.
Yes. They filmed the entire movie in a theme park just because they wanted to have the niche of the, like, you know, it's a great place to film too because it looks really cool. It has a lot of lights and cool stuff. But it was more, if they got sued for filming in the theme park, their film gets known for it.
Exactly.
Right. So I think what the theme park did was they're like, we're not going to come after you.
Right. And they just have a movie.
Yeah, and so it's like the way to get back at them was just to not talk
To
about
ignore it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Also, what's this? I'm seeing directed by Nick Warner.
So weird.
Very strange.
So strange. But let's go into our next story that's over here. You guys
Yes.
ready for another one?
Ready.
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay.
Let's go.
So this one is called "Am I the Picklefoot for asking my friends to shut up in the cinema?"
No.
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 No. All right.
This is
Done.
the most
Next
Pelton
story. I've got one next. All right.
Yeah, we're done. Okay, let's. I'm gonna start reading.
Yeah.
So today, I, male 22, went to the cinema with some of my friends. One guy, 5 girls.
Oh no.
Okay.
To watch
I have
a
questions.
horror movie.
Okay.
I
It
have
was
many
Nope,
questions.
in case you guys are wondering. No,
Wait,
it
it
doesn't
was-
say.
I was
It
gonna
was
say
not
Nope.
Nope. It was not Nope.
That was hilarious.
The plan was to meet there. They were late, so I went inside to the movie. They arrived around 20 minutes into the movie and started talking loudly, making jokes, laughing, etc. I asked my guy friend to tell them to quiet down, but he told me to tell them himself. Or myself. Yeah, that's what it said. But he told me to tell them myself. I tried to focus on the movie while ignoring all of the stares from everybody around us. The people in the row below us also asked them to quiet down. A cinema employee also came and stood at the corner to see who was talking. They did quiet down until he left, then started again. After nearly 80% of the movie, When it was near the climax, I had enough and told them, 2 of the girls, to shut up. I just heard that this was too much, and they kept quiet then until after the movie, when they left quickly. The rest of the group tried to mediate, but they are angry as to how I could say that to them in that tone, and that I should have asked them quietly before. Haven't received any messages from them, but I think they want me to apologize. In my defense, everybody who came to the cinema has paid to watch a movie. If you want to joke and be loud, then watch at home. Why ruin everybody else's movie? So, am I the picklefoot?
I'm gonna let Pelton start here.
No, of course you're not the picklefoot. that story blew my mind.
Oh my god.
Because I do I find people talking in a movie is so rude. Because you're right, they've all paid to be there. It's just, why are you making yourself into important? It's the movie. There's a movie on the screen. What are you doing? Like, it's just. I swear. If those 2 girls that were talking, if I could just sit them down and be like, why? I just have a conversation. Why?
Yep.
I feel like they would just turn their phones around and just be like, "This is TikTok," and you'd be like, "Oh, that is hilarious."
That is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
There was this podcast that we saw. There was this podcast we saw called "How Did This Get Greenlit?" And so we were just talking about that.
It's like, it's hilarious.
It's just one of our clips.
Yeah, like that does look pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so that experience right there of like everyone telling them that is teaching middle schoolers. Like that is the middle school teaching experience because it's like, be quiet. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then like literally it's like, oh, constant just walking around, and you do just, at the end of the day, you just sometimes want to tell them, please just stop. But obviously the words please and stop are replaced with shut and up. And maybe a few other words that I won't say on the podcast. But just kidding, I don't want to scream at children. But I don't.
Yeah, okay.
Most of the time.
Yeah, let's go with that narrative, okay?
Thank you.
No. But in all seriousness, it's that's so frustrating to me though.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I understand.
Uh-oh.
Just
Nick.
starting off the beginning. No. Like, here,
I will walk.
I'm hearing you.
I understand being slightly late to a movie. You know, you hit traffic.
That
You know,
happens.
you do your thing. Whatever. You show up a little bit late. Maybe you're trying to time it so that you don't see the trailer.
Yep.
You show up on time. Maybe you're a little bit late. You missed time.
Okay.
gotta get your popcorn.
However,
Uh-huh.
that's already a distraction in and of itself.
Yes.
To show
True.
up. People are watching the movie. You have, what was it, 4 people? 5 people?
5 people.
Come in,
7
sit down.
people.
7 people. Okay.
So it's him, his guy friend,
who are the people that show up late?
It was one guy and
male 22,
oh.
one guy.
And 5 girls, right?
Oh, okay. I interpreted the okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so there's technically 7 people in this
Okay.
group.
They all showed up late.
No. Yes, the rest of them showed up late.
So 6 of them showed up late.
Yeah,
Okay.
6 of them showed up late.
That's my point, is 6 people show up late. You're by yourself in the theater. You're trying to watch the movie. All of your friends are not here, or all the people that are joining you. And then they have the audacity. They have the audacity to sit down 20 minutes into a film. Don't know how long the movie is. Could be, Lord of the Rings extended cut, whatever. But besides the point.
Braveheart.
Yeah, exactly. Besides the point, it's still like a pretty decent chunk of the movie, regardless of how long that movie is.
Yeah.
And then they have the
Snyder's cut.
audacity to talk. And I can't even believe that OP here is waiting, their breaking point
80%.
is 80% of the
80%.
movie.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe it. I also like to think that the movie was Nope.
It definitely was.
Canonically.
It was no.
So here's another thing, and this is
Oh, he put
where
down the laptop. He's
Oh,
ready.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this
This
is
is
where
research for this one.
No, I put it down because I need my hands.
Okay.
So this is the part that's super wild to me is someone else told them to be quiet. Like a random stranger in front of them told them to be quiet. That usually is like the cutoff. It's like if a friend told me, "Hey, dude, shut up," I'd be like, "Okay, whatever," and then keep going. But then a random stranger tells
Yeah.
me to stop
That's bad.
talking. That's bad. And so it's like they kept doing it after that. It's like,
Well, and then a theater employee
Yes.
says, "Hey, you're disrupting the audience. Multiple people have come out here and
Well,
said, because it takes more than one to come out and be like, hey, this person's really distracting, and you get a couple people come out, and like Pels and I have both been employees of theaters. Like that is not a fun conversation to have whatsoever. But it truly does ruin the entire theater going experience.
Well, and like to add on top of that, 'cause horror movies are so atmospheric. Like so much about like sound and like the vibes of the movie help to build that, and having someone just in the background while you're trying to like get into this horror film, it just takes, like, if it was a comedy, okay. If it's an action movie, okay, a little bit.
Wait.
I want to preface this with, it's not acceptable.
Okay.
It's not acceptable. Slightly more excusable, but not acceptable, period. But the horror movie where it's like, like, imagine if it was A Quiet Place. Like, could you imagine?
That place wouldn't be quiet.
No.
That's for sure.
That's the episode, everybody. Thank you so much.
I have a show with this guy. Let's just remember that.
And I'll see you next week.
He's here all week. We're not letting him out of this room. That's it.
I'm trapped here. Water, please help me.
This is the start of the next Mr. Beast episode.
Yeah, well, okay. The horror thing is interesting because you're right. Horror movies can be very quiet, which makes it much worse.
Yeah.
But to kind of double what Nick said here, as someone who worked at an AMC, it is so rare that someone's talking so much that an employee has to get involved.
Yes, that's fair.
So like that alone, like, validates this guy's story so much. Like, she must have been a nightmare. And again, it's just rude. It's rude. Even listen, Nick, I love you to death. But I get showing up 20 minutes late. No, at that point, guess what? You don't get to go to the movie. You blew it. You know what?
I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt, but I appreciate your true honesty.
Yes.
Here is the best defense so if you want to get in and have no people look at you bad if you walk in 20 minutes late to the movie, come with a brother in a wheelchair.
Oh, now that will do it.
Fair.
So
even I wouldn't be mad at that one.
Yeah,
you're just like, oh, you know what? It's a lie.
But even like, okay,
Shout out to you, little bro.
Really, like, grapple hook and then like come down and into your seat.
There are the ones that have like the elevator in the middle that they have to use sometimes. That's wild. We
Can
try and show up early for that one.
can I ask the three of you a question really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
If you show up late to a play, what happens?
You don't get let in.
You don't get let in.
Yep.
Same thing. It should be the same thing with a movie. You screwed up. You're not let in. You blew it.
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, I will be honest, is like, I am someone who has unfortunately been late, especially with like, well, I can't say anything. It's California. But like, Florida traffic is like, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm going to plan 45 minutes to get to this theater. And then you hit deadlock traffic. You don't get there till an hour and 15 minutes later. And you're like, I'm still going to go see what I can of this movie because I've been here. But then I have the courtesy to recognize I'm being a huge intrusion and not be disrespectful.
Right.
Yeah. But what were you
Okay,
thinking?
so I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this. If you guys want to skip this section of the episode, those who are in person cannot skip it because it's live right now. But
Great.
I'll just skip.
Fast forward.
It's like A.
You can just take out the headphones and do it for a second.
Okay, soapbox right quick. I'll take it from Nick. So, the cinema is a very important place for a lot of things. I forget the person who goes in there and says, "When at the cinema we find ourselves." Wait, what's her name?
Nicole
Nicole Kidman.
My
Okay.
idol.
My hero. Yeah, what are we talking about here?
It's kind of
Also
funny.
back. Okay, sorry.
It's kind of funny, but I kind of do agree with her. Okay, here's the reason why. In the cinema, we don't really fully understand, basically, how the fact that you can run images in sequence at 24 frames per second, that it comes across as motion, and like we just believe it, right? It's kind of like a scientific thing. If you just went over and made random vibrations on a piece of paper and then suddenly it sounds like someone singing, you'd be like, this is crazy. How in the world does this work? No one really questioned it. It just started happening and everyone's like, cool. Like we talked about in film school before, where a train was filmed coming at the audience and the audience is like, oh my goodness, it's there. You actually get real feelings from what is happening on screen. So for the longest time, it was lauded as the most wonderful spectacle of experience. You had like dancers coming up on stages and yes, there was a time where it was kind of not as great films and, it was a dark ages. But then it got to the good side again. And it was like dancers on stages and it was this big spectacle because everyone went to the cinema to see what they were doing. It was an art form that was super, super huge. Then we pivoted over from these super huge cinematic experiences to this more gritty, quick cut type things where these new age people, directors, were making this incredible, more visceral, more down-to-earth stories.
Taxi Driver.
The biggest part about all of this is you could sit in a seat and see a story of a life that you probably could have never lived because you're nowhere near that area or you don't know these kinds of people or even in space or somewhere else and fully feel it. I remember when I saw Interstellar. After I got out of that movie, the time dilation alone in the film made me feel like I had seen hundreds of years pass there. And it wasn't even like a whole, I'm just like dreamy into this like whole film world thing. It was like they did it so well that you felt every single step across it. And so when people go over and like, okay, it's just something to watch, it's like entertainment. I do agree with this person. Like, watch it at home. It's okay to laugh and joke if you want to, but to say that, okay, I can just go to a cinema where other people are watching a movie and enjoying themselves and really trying to feel what the story is and just throwing it out, I feel like it's beyond disrespectful. It's more like not respecting the entire kind of film world. Because like I kind of said before with the previous story, films have changed the world. Films have changed the way that we see entire thing. If we even go to documentaries, when we're talking about the 13th, which shows about how all these people who are incarcerated are basically a new form of slavery. Or we're talking about, my teacher, the octopus, where you're learning about marine biology and it actually helped people care more about octopi in the oceans. It's like these entire franchises and movies and pieces are actually affecting the way that we feel and see things. These movies are important. And so back down to the horror movies, a lot of people think horror movies are just silly and that they're, whatever, it's just for a scare. I get quite frustrated with that mentality because if you go into even the worst horror movie that you could find and you just scrape away that first layer. Usually, it's some random dude or woman. Usually, it's a dude. We're trying to fix that in the film industry.
We're doing a great job here on this podcast.
Yeah, we're trying. Who really cared about one specific niche little thing. They're like, I hate spiders. I'm going to make a movie that's going to make everyone terrified of spiders. And after the movie, you're like, this is terrible. Or Annabelle. You're like, I hate dolls now. I can't be around there. Or nope. They made a UFO a monster. Yeah. And I felt it. I was afraid of a random spinning disc for like how long this movie was. And so it's like, okay, these people walking in late, they're not paying attention to the film. They're talking through it. They're laughing through it. People are asking them to be quiet. I can't say that I wouldn't be the one to stand up and tell them off in front of everyone because I'm like, I'm here for the movie. And like you were talking about, if we're talking about The Conjuring, there are entire like scenes, a full minute of just movie where there is no sound. And in the background, you see one little coat swinging back and forth. If there was a person in that seat going, and then I was like talking about him and he was crazy. I'm like, shut up. I don't care if you're mad at me. I don't no. Shut up. Okay, that's my soapbox. Care about the film. Cinema is important. Thank you, Nicole Kidman.
Well, I think it's the airplane. It's the airplane effect. It's like of like everything. It used to be really special, and now it's like. But I do think like I don't know when this story came out, but I do feel like post COVID, like now that we've kind of gotten back into it, there is kind of like a little bit of an appreciation and a love for being actually able to sit in the theater and watch the movie, and like so. Hopefully, we're moving back into like appreciating and respecting film in the cinema experience.
Yes,
but absolutely, it needs to be respected, and absolutely, they're not the pickle foot.
That's fair.
100%. Shout out Tom Cruise, getting back in theaters.
We're just gonna shout out everybody who's trying to get us back in theaters. Okay, really quick, I'm gonna give you guys some comments on that.
Yes.
On the top one says, "Not the picklefoot. It's simple etiquette to be quiet when in a cinema. I find it extremely rude for them to ruin other people's experiences, which they have also paid for. I would have told them to shut up too." And then another person said, "I'm 50. And can't imagine ever talking in a theater." I mean, I could imagine that if I need to tell somebody something, but still. "I saw a movie with friends in 1988 or so, and when the woman villain came on screen and said something, a guy in the audience said, 'Shut up,' with a bad word. My friend turned around and said, 'Shut up yourself,' in another bad word. I still remember that 35 years later, that one guy talking in a movie. I honestly don't know what's wrong with people in cinemas these days."
This generation, their disrespect
No,
for the
that girl's my
cinema.
hero.
Guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yes, I guess we'll go back around. Pelton, are they the picklefoot for telling them to shut up for this one?
No, absolutely not. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
I think, like, okay, I'm going to steal your soapbox for a second.
Go ahead.
Because I do firmly believe that film and television, but mostly film, has the ability, unlike any other art form, to truly move people. Other ones can, but I think film, the level it can do, where it can fundamentally change how you view the world,
Yes.
nothing else comes close. I think music is second, but guess what? Music is in movies. They just incorporated it. So, one, if you go to a theater and you're talking, you must know deep down that you could potentially be taking that experience away from someone. Someone could be having their life altered, and you feel the need to talk about, well, who cares whatever you need to talk about? It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yes.
And not only that, but let's say, okay, let's take the horror movie example. Let's say it's like a crappy horror movie, or the movie's bad, like you can kind of talk at it and laugh at it, whatever. The only problem, one, do that at home. Don't go to the movies.
Yes.
And two, art and movies, there's obviously objectivity to it, but it's so subjective that you could have someone sitting in the audience thinking like Scream 9 is the greatest film they've ever seen.
Yes.
Like, you never know. So just because you're miserable and you want to talk to your friends, there's other people in that room.
Right.
And you're ruining art. It doesn't matter if it's Disney or if it's an indie thing. Either way, there's art on the screen, and you are taking that away for everybody else.
Yeah.
So, no, this guy is not the picklefoot. He is my hero. Let's get him on the show. Okay? I love this guy.
You heard him. Let's go.
All right, OP, you heard it. We'll link the response.
Yeah.
Or we'll link our episode in the response.
Yeah.
Andrew,
Andrew?
one thing. Yeah, not the picklefoot. Not a chance.
That's fair.
You guys said it best. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the picklefoot. Not the picklefoot.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think this is an interesting segue into our last story.
Let's do it.
We're running a little bit long, but it's fun, and I want to keep you guys around for as long as I can.
Yeah.
So we're going to read one more.
Greenlit goes on for like 2 to 3 hours. This is what happens when you get us.
I mean, you do get like 2-hour
This is true.
episodes every once in a
This
while on
is true.
Greenlit.
It's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Long-form
So,
content.
am I the picklefoot for getting mad that my friend didn't use my art in her mini film?
I'm gonna need more context on this one.
I agree, actually. I don't know.
I say they are the picklefoot. They are the picklefoot. You know, because I kind of see that if I'm like trying to think about an art piece in a film, I'm like, why would I force anyone to put my art in their film? But go ahead.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
All right. I am studying to become a graphic designer. I want to preface this, but they spell graphic GRAFIC. A graphic designer.
Good industry to go into.
So
Should we know?
they're the picklefoot.
Graphic design is my passion.
Oh gosh. So my friend is an aspiring director. She is making a crime movie for her final exam, and I offered to make an opening sequence for her movie. It wasn't anything fancy, but it would take some time. I had another project which I received a commission for, and that took priority, but I thought I could manage both. I couldn't. I barely managed to finish my friend's opening sequence, and I admit it wasn't my best work. When I showed it to her, she wasn't impressed, to say the least. She said she expected a lot more, and given that she gave me 3 months to finish it. She said it was too poor quality to use for her final exam. We fought, and I told her that if she wanted quality work, she should have paid for it. She told me I shouldn't have offered if I didn't have the time for it. I told her to leave, and now she has blocked me and given me a bad review on Facebook. I feel she is exaggerating. This is not my own account. I borrowed a friend's account because I can't be bothered to make a burner account and can't use my own because my friends are on it. So am I the picklefoot for getting mad at my friend for not using my art for her mini film?
Okay. Let me collect my thought. Okay.
Yep.
Pelton, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm ready if you need time.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, thoughts.
Okay. I think they're both the pickle foot.
Oh, everyone's a pickle foot.
I do. I think
Okay.
everyone involved is a pickle
Jar
foot.
of pickles here. Let's
I
go.
think that's
All
why
right.
I'm struggling.
It's a whole grocery store pickles, this story. Because, okay, you take the graphic designer girl who can't even spell, okay?
She's a graphic designer. She's not. What was this? A writer or something like that?
Yeah,
Not
clearly.
I was gonna say a speller, but that's not a good word.
I went to college for that.
Spelling.
To be fair, I kind of am doing that.
Oh gosh. Okay, sorry, Pelton. Continue.
No, so you have this fake graphic designer who goes to the director and says, hey, I can make something for you. Mm-hmm. It's not, if the director went to her, different story. Mm-hmm. But she volunteered it. So she goes up, says, hey, I want to make something for your film. Director's like, I had no intentions of doing that, but sure, like, knock yourself out. So the director's the creative person here. If they get the thing that they didn't really ask for in the first place, and they don't think it's good enough to put in their vision, fair enough. Mm-hmm. However, did the director overreact a little? Yeah. Like, she was pretty harsh for seemingly no reason.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of those points. I think they're both the pickle foot. I think that the artist, the graphic designer, not having, they said they had 3 months.
3 months
to
finish this.
And
yeah.
now we don't know, I think, the length or how complex this opening was. It could have been an opening animated sequence. It could have just been like a title card.
James Bond style,
we
yeah.
don't know, right?
Yeah.
So, there's varying levels of difficulty there, but if, to me, 3 months is, and this goes for any project, even if it was like a 1 week turnaround, you should at least give a heads up of like, hey, there should be check-ins of like, how is this going? Is this going the direction that we want it to go? As the director, you can give your notes, you can kind of guide it in whatever direction you want it to go. And if it's not turning out the way that you want it to, at least on the first check-in, be like, hey, maybe this is, early enough that we can maybe course correct and kind of fix that. Because it seems like they didn't have any check-ins. They did 3 months worth of work, potentially less, and handed it in, and it wasn't up to par. I think that's bad on both of them for not checking either direction.
True. That is true.
I think that's not the greatest. So the communication there was bad. Yes, the director did, I think, overreact, and I agree that I think that they're both kind of the pickle here.
Yeah.
It's also weird to like take on the responsibility of making this graphic. Like, it was her idea.
Yes.
And then almost like borderline complaining that she didn't have enough time to do it.
Yes.
But she tackled it.
Well, and then complained to the person that like, well, if you wanted this to be good, then you should have paid for it. And it's like, you volunteered.
You volunteered.
You put yourself forward. You want to.
Could you imagine, like,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Nick, could you imagine like you have a script, didn't ask me anything about it, and I come into your room and say, I want to direct it and pay me.
Yeah. Pay me for directing your
Well, okay,
script.
so this is interestingly enough. I know you had a point.
No,
I'll
go
get
ahead.
to yours in just a second. So, like, I've been diving back into doing audiobooks, and like, I'll probably do a promo at the end of one of these videos because fun stuff for that.
Okay.
But all that being said, there is a whole thing in like the way that I do audiobooks is like an audition process, and you go through, and then like you agree to whatever rates the people who own the book set. There's a whole group of people in that sphere that they use, like, they'll get an audition and the person's like, oh, we love it. It's a royalty share program, which means we're going to give you 50% of every sale on the book. And they're like, cool. But what if instead of that, I know you said you were only doing this, but how about you actually pay me instead? And it's like, that wasn't an option at all. But it's like, it's that weird mentality of like, there was a clear expectation set. And now you're going to try and be like, no, actually, I want you to do this instead. And it's just wild to me that that's a thing. That's like, that's so entitled, but also like it's just, that's a very quick way to get any positive reputation in that industry completely destroyed. Like no one will want to work with you.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But you were going to say something, Philip. I'm sorry. I cut
No,
you
you're
off.
good. So I think the biggest complication in this one is it's not necessarily that it wasn't what she was looking for. It was more that it wasn't up to par. And that's where I feel like there's a piece of this story that's slightly missing, like that even she's not telling us about, where she's like, I didn't have enough time. She didn't really explain. She's like, I was working on 2 projects and then I didn't do my best work. Even she is saying she didn't do her best work on it. And then passed it over, and then this whole thing happened with it. So if everyone's agreeing that wasn't up to par, and then she's getting a little upset about, okay, you still didn't use it, you should have paid me for it, like I'm doing this for free, feels a little bit like there's something. So in my headcanon for this story, it is a James Bond style like opening, right? Yes. It is. She spoke with the director. The director was like, hey, I need you to do this, and this. Thank you so much for doing this for free. Here you go. She sort of did it, but like imagine instead of it like, you know, if like it was drawn in like with pen, it was drawn with crayon. It's sort of what you're looking for, but like again, this is a crime drama or crime thriller, right? Her crime film that she said in a thing.
Did you say it was crime?
Yeah,
I believe it was.
A crime movie. Yeah.
So like imagine you have a crime film and you really want to make it visceral. Like there's the person's there, the detective walks up, the person's laying on the ground, looks down and she's like, so when did this happen? It's like, it was like a week ago, it looks like. So we couldn't ID the body, it's been here for the longest time. It goes, it looks like it's a job for Jacob. And then it goes into this random weird kind of sort of good. It's worse if it's almost there and you're just like,
It doesn't quite
crime
work.
drama, and then it's like the opening sequence to Friends.
yeah, you're like, it's like got the intense music too, because there's just only graphic design that's there, and you're just like, no, I'm not using your intro in my movie. I'd rather just cut to black and then have like text across the front instead of your thing. So like, I feel for her. I do feel like sometimes directors get a bad rap for being very specific about their films, and I am not one of the directors that's like that. I like to think of myself as a nice person who is kind to people who are working with me.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. See, that said, every once in a while when someone is working on my project and they're just doing something silly, I'm just like, excuse me?
Subtle eye twitch.
Yeah.
It is tough because like me and Nick have done many things and I direct them. And I want to be a director. I love directing so much. It's like that's what I was meant to do. But there is a weird thing of sometimes when you have to give criticism and if you honestly just think it's bad. Yeah. How do you do that in like a polite and respectful way? It can be a little tough. So like, yes, do I think she took the wrong approach? Absolutely. But like, it's not a position I envy at all. Like, you know how many like things Nick has told me that I got like, oh Jesus, like, gotta act like this is good.
Right.
You're like, do I tell him? Do I not? He's like, so what do you think? You're like, I checked out 10 minutes ago.
You gotta repeat the whole thing.
Listen,
Send it to me in an email. I'll read it. It's fine.
There was once like 3 years ago, this guy was like, let's do a podcast where we review like terrible childhood movies. And I felt so bad. I'm like, sure, I'll do it. And now I'm stuck.
Here we are 3 years later.
3 years later.
I do think that is a specific skill that you develop over time. Being able to handle those situations.
For sure.
And I do know people that do handle that very well. However, if this person is an aspiring director, an early career director,
Director in development,
Director
maybe?
in development? Oh! That's the episode, everyone. No, if this is someone who is early in their career trying to like get their footing and maybe they don't have those skills yet. So they still need to figure out how to handle the situation. So I feel like it was handled a little bit poorly. I think on the other end it was a little tricky with the communication. So
yeah. Well, and I think too, it's really interesting, and we don't always go into the conversation of this, but this is all about like, this is how this person presented the story. So we don't know, hey, was the person checking up and asking how that art project
That's
was
true.
done? Was that like we could dig into a lot of the what ifs, because this person is clearly very self-centered, and so maybe they're not seeing all the ways of this person. But I do respect the jar of pickles theory here. But yeah.
You know what though?
Yeah.
After Nick spoke, I don't know if I agree with my own theory anymore.
Oh,
Just a
okay.
little.
All right.
Just a little. Because okay, like being fully honest, me and Nick, we've been working together, what, 5 years now?
yeah.
Something crazy like that. I'm not going to pretend I was always super nice in the beginning. Like, we've had moments too, me and you.
Yeah, sure.
Honestly, like, of course.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I
I
like to
think-
think I've
and
gotten better,
it's-
but
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think anytime you work in a creative, like, and even I think we talked about it on one of our episodes where we like Phil, I think it was our music episode where Philip and I were like doing like a musical number
Yes.
and mixing it and stuff like that, and like we had two very different ideas for what it was going to be, and it was like that was a very interesting process for us to have to work through, because it was like two creative differences clashing.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's a learning experience that you do have to go through, and does take a lot of time to like be able to understand.
Right.
Because I remember it was literally like a light bulb moment where it was like, Philip, I think we just have two very different ideas of what we're trying to do here. Of
course.
And it literally like it had to be voiced, and then I was like, okay, so how do we like combine what we both want to find something awesome?
Right.
And so it's and so in that same vein, yeah, it does take time to be able to get to that point, but you will have those differences, and it's going to happen.
yeah, it totally happens. Like, I think, go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think that is the beauty of having someone that you work with over a long period of time, because you have that stumbling moment where you figure out how each other works in a professional setting, and then you kind of readjust to figure out how you work well together. And then as you start to develop in like later projects down the line, then you go, okay, now we have our synergy, we have our way of working, and then it just works. But especially with a one-off project like this, where it's like, hey, you've never worked with me, I've never worked with you, we don't know how to communicate on a professional level, seemingly, that it's tough. It really is. Like, some people are really easy to work with, some people not so much, and you have to. It's a learned skill set to figure out how to communicate with people for the first time in a creative setting.
Yeah. I think
absolutely.
also, like, the four of us, obviously you two are creative partners, me and Nick are creative partners, we almost like take that for granted.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
I've been
that's
working
true.
with this guy so long that most of the time when we have ideas about stuff, or he pitches something, I pitch something, we're pretty much on the same page about it.
Yeah.
Like, all the way. We can picture it the same exact way, what we want the shot to look like, etc. And then, like, if we ever disagree, I just win.
That's how it's
Or
supposed
just
to
be
work.
letting your ego be fueled.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, it's like, it's interesting because like ours is a little bit different, because it's like, I think because you guys both have the film background side of it.
True, that is
but
true.
like Philip is all about like the film and the tech side of it, and I'm very much like the entertainment side of it, where it's like acting and like writing and things. Not that Philip isn't an excellent writer and things of that nature, but like
okay.
that's like the side.
Thank you.
And like when we talked about in like our podcast episode, I like this would not happen if I just had my ideas or Philip just had his tech. Like we needed that partnership where like those two things can come together.
Yeah.
And so it's cool to see like two different versions of that still being able to create something awesome and still being successful.
Right.
So it's really, really cool.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And I think the big part there is time also helps out too. When you're like learning about things, like at first, sure, when we're talking about like the stories and how it's supposed to be, especially with this podcast, it's more like, can I tell Andrew that we shouldn't really be doing that kind of stuff? How do I explain what we're supposed to be doing here? How do I explain what kind of like cameras and setups and microphones and how we're supposed to do those things? Now we can have that kind of open conversation a lot more. But even now, I'm working on a different project with some writers, and we have the background of like just knowing each other and being able to have that trust to where I can even go and say, no, I don't like that line. I think you need to change. And it's not like I'm coming at you antagonistically, like I just don't like you, I don't like what you're doing. It's like, I'm here to support you, I'm giving my honest opinion, and I know that you trust me to give that. Because if I'm just telling you, oh yeah, that line is okay, like then you're always thinking, okay, do they think it's really okay? Do they hate the line? Do they not want the line at all? Are they actually into it? They just don't know how to tell me that they're into it. It's like, no, just be honest and be open. But that does come with time to know, I trust you, you trust me. We can talk about what we need to talk about without feeling, upset. Now, once again, that's only when you have a creative partnership. I talked about in another episode, if you go up to somebody who's working on something and you do not have that relationship with them and you're like, this is absolute trash. If they aren't happy with you about that,
that's your fault.
That's your fault.
Yeah. That's a bad one.
Don't take this and go, okay, I should be honest with every single person I know. No. Don't do that.
I think that the epitome of what you said was trust.
Yes.
It's like, I trust you and your creative vision, and like you trust me for coming on things, and I'm sure you guys trust each other in terms of that, like creative.
You beat me by this.
Oh my gosh. But it's like, but there's where the trust comes in, where it's like, I trust that you have the best interest in mind. And that means that sometimes I have to hear things I don't want to hear, but I trust that it's going to end out well. And that's like the important part of criticism, is that you have to be able to accept that and recognize that some people do have best intentions that they're going for. And when you, like this story, when you try and insert yourself into someone else's project, when you do a poor job at it, and then when they provide you the feedback that's like, this is not what I expected and or wanted, then it's like, okay, well then there was like, they lost all trust in you in that moment. They will never work with you on an art project again, and probably will tell any of their friends in the film industry to never hire you for a film project. So it's hard. It's very, very interesting, but very, very hard. I have some. Yeah, go ahead. Do you have some?
No, I was just gonna say, after hearing that, I think I'm fully on the director side here.
The director side?
I think I've fully come around.
So he has taken the jar of pickles, he has opened it, and just pulled out the pickle.
That's saying a one.
Just the one.
Well, because like all the rest of these in here are cucumbers. There's only one pickle.
There's only
one.
My
gosh.
They tried to trick me. There's only one real pickle in this jar.
Oh, that's great.
I think, because like what you were saying is criticism can be hard to give, especially for someone that you're not used to working with. Like, and also having someone valued is so nice that you value their opinion, but it's hard to get that. It's not easy. Like, okay, I'll never say it to his face, but when I talk about Nick to other people, please, I will say, I'm like, no, I really trust his creative opinion on stuff. And like, we are very much on the same wavelength. So when he has a suggestion or something, I really take it. No, like, I'm being so serious. Like, I do think you're creatively very talented.
Oh,
and it'll be the first and last time I ever compliment you.
That's never going to be
first time on any podcast.
Us going on another show for you to say that.
We have done 60 episodes of our show, and I've never once been nice to him. It's the only time. But after hearing the story and talking about it with everyone, here's what I think happened. You ready?
Okay,
yes,
let's go.
This is my Pelton theory. I think she approached the director and said, I want to do this thing for you, which is an important detail. The director did not ask to work with this person.
Yes.
Therefore, when she's being a bit rude with her criticism, it's almost more justified because she didn't take this on. She didn't even want this in the film. It wasn't even part of her vision. So this girl takes theoretically 3 months, comes up with something even she recognizes as bad. And then I think she showed it to the director. Maybe the director wasn't even super mean at first. It was just like, hey, this isn't exactly what I was looking for. It's not great. And I think she took it personally and got upset. Like, oh, you should have paid me if you wanted it great. Should have given me more time if you wanted it great. And director's like, wait a minute, I didn't even want this. Like, where's this coming from? And it all blew up. But
it's very good.
Theoretically, that's not the director's fault. It's not. She's a cucumber in this jar. She just got stuck in the jar.
And like, do you want to show the film with this terrible intro at the beginning? Like, this is your pride. This is like your biggest film. It could be like one of her first films that's there. And you know that this is one of the first things they're going to see. Like, right after this scene plays, they're going to turn around and talk to their friend about, can we play another crime thriller? He's going to say, no, I've listed all the crime thrillers for this entire viewing. And they're like, well, that intro was absolutely terrible. I want to watch anything else. Can we watch Zero Dark 30 or something else like that?
All right, I'm leaving and I need someone to come tuck me in again.
Exactly.
That was the true horror movie right there. That was what noped us out.
Oh my
gosh. Well, I think that is great. I don't think I need to go in the comments because they just tear her apart and it's beautiful. So we will link the story and you can read all of the wonderful comments that they gave to her. But I do want to make sure that we give you guys the opportunity again to like really say thank you for being on the show, both of you. It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
This has been so much fun and we'll definitely have to do it again.
Yes.
And if you ever want another homeschooled opinion over there on Greenlit,
Hey, we're looking for
I
guests.
have
Bring
a
it on.
lot of homeschooled movies that we watched. There's a lot of VeggieTales I can pull from. The Jonah movie.
It's mostly just VeggieTales.
It's mostly
There's
just
nothing else. It's just VeggieTales.
It's VeggieTales and the Barbie movies. The Princess and the Pauper.
We haven't done either of those.
Just
Just
saying.
saying.
Just saying.
Yo, we could do the Barbie movie Princess and the Pauper. I know that's so
That's
well.
a bomb movie.
Seriously, though.
No, but it can't be on that because it has to be bad movies, and the Princess and the Pauper is great.
They do good movies too.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just don't like them most of the time.
Them
It's
are
different.
bad. But they do every once in a while have a good
We
movie.
have some good ones coming up, I'll just say.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
because of that, could you just explain to us
Yes.
what Greenlit is to those who might not know about it and where they can find you guys?
That's Nick's
Yes.
job.
So,
Okay.
I Can't Believe Scott Greenlit is a show where we talk about movies from our childhood. So this is a show where we kind of rediscover these films, how they got made, and as we rewatch them, our experiences rewatching them as adults. So we kind of go through every week, we talk about our childhood stories, watching these films when we were younger, and then go through some production notes of how exactly these did get made, and then we go through the plot line by line, talk about what happens, and then we have some interjections of like, okay, what is actually going on here? Which is most of the episode.
I was gonna say, I'm like, the most of the episode is that last part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Just
Yeah.
what is going on. So yes, if you like movies from anywhere between, what have we done, like the 90s to
Like
the
97.
late 2010s.
Yeah.
That's about our range there. Mostly the early 2000s, but check us out. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much everywhere. YouTube as well.
Yep.
Yes,
Go on YouTube.
CoyoteProductions.com. We have our little sweatshirts here.
Hey, look at the sweatshirts.
There it
Yes,
goes.
I Can't Believe Scott
We'll put
Greenlit
the-
is the
you-
show.
Y'all gotta send us a picture of that, and we'll put it on like our socials and stuff as like
yeah,
our
we can do it,
guests.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
Yes, check it out. It's a fun time. Philip has been on one episode. Andrew, future guests.
Future guests.
Watch out right now.
I'll be down.
Because
I can swear
Andrew
in
made,
that. I'm just kidding.
Do you have anything?
I will say the only thing is I love Greenlit, but Philip, you did make me watch just one of the worst movies we've ever done for that show.
I did.
Andrew, have you
listened
ever
to that
seen
episode.
Zoom with Tim
I
Allen?
haven't. Well, honestly, I watched the trailer for the movie after listening to the
Yeah.
episode, and I do think I watched that
probably
movie at
did.
one point in time, and I
probably
just
did.
Blocked it
repressed
out.
it. I just repressed it because it was like as y'all were talking about it, I'm like, I feel like I saw this movie, but I don't like. I think it was like one of those like we rented it and then we watched it, and my parents said absolutely not, never again. This was not Sky High. We did not sign up for this.
Nope. Okay, so funny you should say that. We're covering Sky High in a couple of weeks, and I fear that just from the poster alone,
Yep.
that it is going to be the exact same viewing experience.
I'm very nervous.
I'm very
No,
nervous.
no.
Very nervous.
No. There's a lot of
fun.
like.
It'll be fun.
I enjoyed Sky High.
Okay.
I say that I haven't actually
You
watched
should watch it
in
again.
forever.
Watch it again before.
how it
so
works.
everyone,
Oh, that's true.
watch it
You think
beforehand.
It's a warm blanket of nostalgia. Like it's utterly ripped away.
Yeah.
But I will say the show is great. It's fantastic. I love listening to it. It's wonderful. They do talk about all these older movies that I sometimes go like, yeah, I did see that. Like the Polar Express one. I was like, yeah, that was really interesting. Coming up with all these little information about it, and then also just the banter between them.
It's so much fun.
Great. It's wonderful,
Oh, thank
especially
you.
when they have guests on too. It's like the two of them going, and then another person is like, this is wonderful. Wow, I get to like just talk about crazy stuff. So yes, thank you guys so much for doing that podcast, for giving me stuff to listen to while I'm on the highway trying to get to work.
We do it for you.
Thank you. I can tell. Every single episode, I'm just like, yeah, this one's for me.
It's a one-man audience.
Oh my gosh.
But Andrew, while we're towards the end of this, they talked about where they can watch their podcast, but where can we watch our podcast and get more information about us?
Absolutely. So if you enjoyed what you watched today, you can make sure that you subscribe, hit that like button, and if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a follow and a 5 stars. That just helps people find us, and we really, really appreciate it. Again, this has been I Can't Believe This Got Greenlit. So make sure that you check them out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. They do have that little tag next to it, so just be prepared for that if you got little ones in the room.
Yeah.
Especially if you're about to watch that Monster House
Explicit.
episode.
Yeah.
Explicit. They are explicit.
That
If
was
you're
my
of
first
age,
episode was the Monster House episode.
watch their show.
We were very restricted when we were once a radio show, so now we just let loose. So be prepared for that.
I've had to clean it up for this show, okay?
Hey, you did great, actually. I'm very
Thank you.
impressed.
I think I had like one slip up that I hope you edit out, and then besides that, I was all good.
But well, I think we let the guests.
Yes,
do
we
this
let the
next part,
guests kind of go over. So the last thing we generally do is let the guests pick what our commenter should comment for this episode. So I guess I'll say we'll do 2 things since there's 2 people here at this time. So we'll start with Pelton. What should they comment? What's their homework for this episode?
If you got to this far in the podcast, is that?
Yes. They're at the end of the episode. They're they have their fingers ready at the keyboard. What are they typing in right now?
Okay, if they're ready, here you go.
Yeah.
Start off with Pelton,
Okay.
and then do that little alligator that's eating the Pelton, and then you can put Nick.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
That's awesome. Okay. Second comment, Nick.
I am going to be nice
Okay.
and have the nice people watching this show comment, what is your favorite horror movie?
Nice.
And it can be horror sci-fi. So if there's any no fans out there, I'd love to hear.
No, keep it to yourself, okay?
There's a
Gonna
no
get in
fan
trouble.
out there. Keep it to yourself.
And if you want to throw a little Nick with the alligator pointing towards me, I'll take that too.
You can lie if you want, but
Either or, up to you guys. But thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I can't believe this got greenlit.
Absolutely.
For joining us. Thank you as always, Andrew.
You as well,
Thank
Philip.
you to the Academy, to my family.
There's the outro music. It's coming
Thank
in.
you to everyone who has helped me. No, it's okay. And for the penguins in Alcatraz,